At 4:30 in the morning, while you are buried under your blankets hitting snooze for the third time, there is a man who has already been awake for half an hour. He has already posted a photo of his watch to Instagram. He has already stepped into his home gym. He has already begun the war against weakness that he fights every single day of his life. His name is Jocko Willink. He is a retired Navy SEAL commander who led the most decorated Special Operations Unit of the Iraq War, Task Unit Bruiser. He has been shot at, blown up, lost brothers in combat, and carried the weight of decisions that meant life or death for the men under his command. And out of all that violence, all that chaos, all that suffering, he distilled a philosophy so brutally simple that it will either change your life or expose every excuse you have ever made. Today I am going to break down 7 principles from Jocko Willink that will rewire how you think about discipline, responsibility, and what it actually means to lead your own life. This is the foundation of everything Jocko teaches, and it is the one principle that most people will refuse to accept. Extreme ownership means that everything in your life is your fault. Everything. Your failures, your circumstances, your missed opportunities, your broken relationships, your stalled career, your weak body. All of it. You own it. Not your boss, not your parents, not the economy, not bad luck, not the government. You. Jocko developed this concept on the battlefields of Ramadi, Iraq, when one of his units was involved in a friendly fire incident that nearly killed American soldiers. Every leader in the chain started pointing fingers. Everyone had someone else to blame. But Jocko stood up in front of his commanding officers and said 3 words that changed everything. It is my fault. He took complete ownership of the failure, even though he was not the one who pulled the trigger. Because he understood something that most people never will. The leader is responsible for everything that happens. No exceptions. Now apply that to your life. You are the leader of your life. Every result you have right now is a direct reflection of the decisions you have made or refused to make. The moment you stop blaming external circumstances is the moment you gain the power to actually change them. As long as the fault belongs to someone else, so does the control. This is Jocko's most famous phrase, and most people completely misunderstand it. They think discipline is a cage. They think it means rigid rules and no fun and a miserable life of deprivation. They have it exactly backwards. Discipline is the only path to freedom. Think about it. The person who has the discipline to manage their money is free from debt. The person who has the discipline to train their body is free from weakness and disease. The person who has the discipline to control their emotions is free from being a slave to their impulses. The person who has the discipline to wake up early and work on their goals is free from the regret of wasted years. Freedom does not come from doing whatever you want whenever you feel like it. That is not freedom. That is slavery to your impulses. Real freedom comes from doing the hard things consistently, especially when you do not feel like it, so that you build a life where you have options, where you have capability, where you are not trapped by the consequences of your own laziness. Every discipline you build is a chain you break. Every shortcut you take is a chain you forge. Every single morning, Jocko Willink wakes up at 4:30. Not because someone makes him, not because he has to, because it is the first battle of the day, and he refuses to lose it. He posts a photo of his watch to social media every morning as proof. 4:30. Rain, snow, holidays, weekends, no exceptions. Most people hear this and think it is extreme. They think it is unnecessary. They miss the point entirely. Waking up at 4:30 is not about the time on the clock. It is about making a decision before the world has a chance to make decisions for you. When you wake up early, you own the morning. Nobody is calling you. Nobody is emailing you. Nobody needs anything from you. That silence is where you build yourself. That is where you train, where you think, where you plan. When most people wake up, they are already behind. They are reactive from the moment their eyes open, checking their phone, rushing to get ready, letting the day happen to them. Jocko flips that dynamic completely. By 4:30, he is already on offense. By the time the rest of the world wakes up, he has already won several battles. And that momentum compounds. Win the morning, and you are more likely to win the afternoon. Win the afternoon, and you win the day. Win enough days, and you win your life. In combat, Jocko learned that hesitation kills. When you are in an ambush, when bullets are flying and chaos is everywhere, the worst thing you can do is freeze. The worst thing you can do is wait. The correct response to almost every crisis is to go on the attack. Take ground. Move forward. Be aggressive. Jocko calls this default aggressive, and it applies far beyond the battlefield. Most people live their lives on defense. They wait for opportunities instead of creating them. They react to problems instead of attacking them before they grow. They sit in meetings hoping nobody calls on them instead of speaking first. They wait for Monday, for January, for the right moment that never comes. Default aggressive means your natural state is action, not hesitation. When you do not know what to do something. When you are scared, move toward the fear. When a problem lands on your desk, attack it immediately before it festers. This does not mean being reckless. It means having a bias toward action over paralysis. The person who moves first, even imperfectly, almost always beats the person who waits for perfect conditions. Here is where Jocko surprises people. For a man who is as hard and disciplined as they come, he is one of the most vocal advocates for humility, because he has seen firsthand what ego does on the battlefield. Ego gets people killed. Ego makes leaders refuse to admit they are wrong. Ego makes people double down on failing strategies because they cannot handle being seen as weak or mistaken. Ego makes you unteachable, and the moment you become unteachable is the moment you stop growing. Jocko says that every problem on a team, every failure in an organization, every conflict in a relationship, you can trace back to ego. Someone needed to be right more than they needed the mission to succeed. Someone chose their pride over the outcome. In your life, ego is the voice that tells you not to ask for help because it will make you look weak. Ego is what stops you from taking advice from someone younger or less experienced. Ego is what makes you defensive when someone gives you honest feedback. Kill your ego, or it will kill your potential. The strongest people in the world are the ones who can look at their own failures with complete honesty and say, I need to get better. One of the most tactical principles Jocko teaches is the ability to detach. When you are in the middle of a high-stress situation, when emotions are running hot, when everything seems to be falling apart, most people get tunnel vision. They get pulled into the chaos and start making emotional decisions. Jocko learned in combat to mentally step back, to lift himself above the situation and observe it with calm, clinical clarity. He calls this detaching. It is like becoming a drone hovering above your own life, seeing the full picture instead of being trapped inside the moment. When your boss screams at you in a meeting, detach. Do not react emotionally. Observe the situation, assess it, and respond strategically. When your business is failing and panic is setting in, detach. Step back and look at the facts without the emotional noise. When someone insults you, disrespects you, tries to drag you into a fight, detach. You cannot control what happens to you, but you can always control how you respond. And the person who can stay calm when everyone else is losing their mind is the person who wins. Every time. This might be the most uncomfortable principle of all. Jocko says that you do not get what you deserve in life, and you do not get what you want. You get what you tolerate. Look at every area of your life that is not where you want it to be and ask yourself honestly what you have been tolerating. You tolerate being out of shape by skipping workouts and eating garbage. You tolerate being broke by spending money on things that do not matter and avoiding the hard work of building something. You tolerate disrespect from people because confrontation is uncomfortable. You tolerate mediocrity from yourself because raising the standard means you would actually have to change. The standard you walk past is the standard you accept. If you see trash on the floor and you step over it, you have just set the standard that trash on the floor is acceptable. If you allow yourself to sleep in when you said you would wake up early, you have set the standard that your word to yourself means nothing. Everything in your life that you are unhappy with exists because at some point you decided to tolerate it. You let it slide. You made an excuse. And that one exception became the rule. Jocko Willink did not become the man he is because war made him tough. He became the man he is because he took every lesson that pain and combat and loss taught him, and he built a system of principles that he lives by every single day without exception. Extreme ownership, discipline, humility, aggression, detachment. These are not concepts to read about and forget. They are tools to be used starting today. If this video puts steel in your spine, subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications because we break down the mindsets of the most unbreakable people on the planet. Leave a comment telling me which principle you need to apply first in your life. Now stop watching videos and go do the thing you have been avoiding. Get after it.